Hello everybody, welcome to the shed update over winter part 2. We'll start with the S160. So as you can see, loads of progress has happened since last time. Fire roll door on, all the backhead cladding's on, the boxing gloves on to protect the driver's head. We've had a fresh coat of paint in the cab, so we've gone �12𝘆�𝑇 cream, varnished the roof. That looks really well. This is coming on really good. The final runs of the pipe are going in, the manifold's installed, the driver's oil control valves in finally, and we've been to see the tender, and we're hoping that's due back before Christmas, and then we can finish these pipe runs. New apprentice Jack's working on the project. Say hello, Jack.
Hello.
Jack's working with Terry, and they're gonna then, when the tender comes and we've had a mega shunt to get it out of here, then they'll be connecting tender to Loco with the various pipe runs for the oil tank. So this bit of it's coming on really well. Sam's working in there currently to convert fire pan to ash pan, because the design's different. The old ash pan was in poor state and had a life, so there's loads of new steel work going in, which we can show you on the floor. But no, this is coming on really well. We're still aiming for the February-March date for trial and commissioning and start next season. Sam's currently fitting the new wheel arch sections, and if you see all the holes, that's where the air flows are. These are all new components that are going in that the old ash pan design didn't have, that it's been converted to a fire pan. And you can see the old steel that we've chopped out, but because it's different, and the Polish design was different to the American design, we're having to do quite a bit of modification and heavy engineering. But we're making all these shapes on site, and Sam's on fitting and welding them in now. The front end's got the chimney in. So the chimney's had its trial first fit, and the blast pipe's in, so we can start aligning that. And then the door plate's finished and overhauled. And when we've got the blast pipe bell zoner down and bolted in, then we can start the alignment of the front end and put the petticoat in. So this end's nearly done as well. So we're really motoring. We've got 3-4 people working on every day, because we know how important this project is for the future of the railway. Since the last visit, the slide bars have been put on and fastened, and then we've had the wire through. These are all now aligned and ready for pistons, crossheads, various rods and motions to go in. This work stalled a little bit because we're doing the S160, but Sean and the gang are still working on this. So every week when the volunteers turn up, they're doing this project. But I say, like, the wire's been through. These are all now been packed and shimmed into the positions they need to be in, left and right and up and down, and in comparison to each other. You can see some of the measurement marks the chaps have done. And these are all fully machined, fitted and ready for the engine to go into motion. The boiler's still progressing well at Liverpool with the contractors. We really look forward to this one coming into traffic. It's been a long time. We're looking at year 2027 into traffic. Next year will be hopeful boiler completion, putting it together, finishing it off. But we don't have cladding or crinoline or anything for it yet. So the boiler dressings have suffered, and there were BR ones. So we've got all that to build, and then we've got to get our steam crane. Steam crane's due. It's 10 yearly next year. This time next year, the boiler will be coming out. So we've got some careful timing of projects. While the crane's been having its boiler repaired, we can't have things that are waiting. So it's like a jigsaw, this place. That also goes for 825 through there. We'd like that boiler aligning for when the crane's having its repairs done. Because the crane's a steam boiler as any other. It goes through the same 10 yearly cycle. But I can't believe it's been 10 years since we took it to bits last time. Time does fly. But yeah, that's 80135. 08556 has also been worked on. Most engines in the shed are. So as you can see, new exhaust has gone in. Not new exhaust, new overhauled exhaust has gone in. That's had a full rebuild and restoration. Round the front, the radiator sections had a lot of work. Chris Hill and Charlie Bortman are putting coats of paint on. The box that houses the exhaust is next for restoration treatment and the doors that go on it. And then the volunteers are needle gunning back the frames so we can apply protective coats of paint. But these are critical to the railway, the shunters. The Drury just left us yesterday. This one still wants engine work, but you know, you have to start at one point. So we start on the radiator section, we're doing the auxiliary machines, and then we'll have a look at the engine and the rods and bushes and things that it needs on the rods. So even though these are a bit fallback project, the key, so we like to keep these ticking along as the year progresses. You can see the standard of work that the diesel chaps do. It's exceptional. Yeah, that's had a full overhaul, that exhauster, inside and out. Unfortunately, nobody will see it. It'll go in a box, but we'll know it's right, and it'll benefit from the work they've done in it. And that's been 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼's done that, who's diesel apprentice, and that'll go as part of his job write-ups, I think. So it'll go towards his college work. So the stair manufacturing's going really well on 34101 Heartland, so much so we've just taken delivery of our new steel this morning. So this will make the stairs on Heartland, which is down here. And as you can see, both sides are near completion, to the point where we've started putting the throat plate stairs in. Them round them complex curves, some of them stairs are really long. So we're making them, and also the back head's got stairs going in. So these 8 or 9 rows of stairs gone in. This boiler will be turned and rolled in January. So we're going to tow it outside, get the steam crane on 2 road, we'll pick it up, we'll turn it round, and then we'll roll it onto a side, so then we can start the crown stay assessment. So it'll be laid on one of these flat sides, and it'll be the other way around, and then we'll push it back in. Now that'll allow us to continue putting the stairs in. One of the sides will have to be finished before that happens. We can then scaffold it again, and then volunteers can come and help us make stairs and put them in, and work with Tom and Will on the project. It'll be the first time that it's been rolled and turned, oh God, for as long as I can remember. It sat down there this way around ever since I was an apprentice. So we're really pushing on this project. We've grasped this one, and all, like I said before in the other videos, this is all new steel. But the stair manufacturing is going really well. In fact, the stair manufacturing is a little bit above and going faster than what I predicted, so that's a bonus. Yeah, great news. 825's tender. So they've put doubling plates on the coal space as well, in the team and the owning group, and coats of paint going on, as you can see. This will be coming out when that's finished. The tube plate's finished, ready for its trial fit. So again, Will Parrish and the team have finished making the tube plate. That gets a trial fit into the frames to make sure it's all going to be lined up and square, and then that bit goes on that bit. So that's a huge undertaking of work, so much accurate measuring, drilling and reaming to get to that stage, but we're really pleased we've done one in-house. That's class. It's a really good piece of work that Will's been leading. Then when that's on there, we can think about tubes and all the other bits and bobs. So there's loads of progress in here at the minute. Running shed in MIC maybe. Because the season never stops, we're gearing up for Santa traffic and diners. So Eric's on prep, 806 is in traffic, and the 9F's in traffic. So they're the 3 engines for this weekend. I think 806 on the diner currently today. So we can't take these engines to bits, obviously, because they're needed. But the MIC site's really motoring on. And as you can see, the pads are down for where the containers go. The channel's going in for the electric run today. So the size of it is, now you can visualise how big it is. It's massive. This end's going to be the classroom, that's been said before, and then the engineering offices, and then a proper decent toilet block and showers for our volunteers to use. But I think the containers are due January. So I keep saying January. January's going to get really, really busy. The shed never shuts. The only day it shuts is Christmas Day. We're just different in other ways, where we're not running engines, we're building classrooms or rebuilding engines. So this looks a bit boggy, but this is real good progress. Kerry and the team have been knocking down the branches and the trees ready for the progress to start, and then the contractor was in. This has been done in 2 weeks. The contractor's been motoring on, yeah. So the project's been undertaken by a local contractor, so we like to use local people, not only for our apprentices, for our suppliers, but also people who come and support projects, and yeah, progress is brilliant. This is main works before Christmas is Repton. So Repton's wheel sets are out, 6'7" drivers. They're going to go away to 𝙁𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 for tyre turning. You see the stack of springs, so we've got continual suppliers coming in, brand new springs, and the lads have had the Repton on the wheel drop, which we'll show you, drop the wheel sets out, and now that's on axle stands. While that's happening, the tubes are going in. So we're retubing the boiler. So round here is so Aid and the gang are just taking the axle boxes off. So you've got the underkeeps and the Armstrong oiler pads that have just been seen on TV. You've got the mop shields, 2 boxes per axle set, obviously left and right. And then while the wheel sets are away, we'll be examining the axle boxes, doing all the measurements for tolerances. We'll be renewing any welds, any manganese liners and things the bits want. And then round here is the engine. Say hello, Ed. Louis is a new apprentice as well, who's hiding. So it's not just as simple as taking the wheel sets out. All the rods have got to come off. You've got the main connecting rod that goes onto here, and it's sheave. So while this is off, we'll be assessing this for wear. This might need white metal in, which we'll do in-house and machine. But the white metal's in here, look. So that every time the wheel rotates, that's getting worn. Then you can see the axle boxes now. So we'll be examining, assessing these. We'll be measuring crowns. We'll be checking the white metal crowns themselves, and then we'll be taking measurements off various journals and bearing surfaces. And then Repton's in here. So our 1940s wheel drop is valuable. It was used again. So Repton was put on a accommodation trolley at the back. We keep the bogie in the front. So we'll do the drivers. We'll put the drivers back in, and then we'll take the bogie out, and we'll send them wheels away for turning as well. Then the engine's running at a nice height. All the wear of the tyres have gone. Repton suffers badly if it's got worn tyres, it slips. So that's why we desperately need to put the re-profile back on. And then Eric's due in here after that. So two of our 3 Whitby engines need tyre turning this year, and this work along with it. Eric also needs axle box work and the usual bearings and rod bush bearings and bush replacement that the engines go through. So Eric's going to be quite a big one. But we're pushing on Repton for the start of the season, along with 806. Eric might be a little bit further on because there's only one wheel drop facility, one set of fitters. And you can see how much room these things take up when you got them in bits. There's only so much floor space. Like I said earlier, Repton's also having a new set of tubes in that I can show you. We'll go up the steps. It's not often you see a steam engine on wheels that small, but the tubes around the back, the new tubes. So new tubes, that both ends have been annealed, ready for fitting. They've been chopped to length, and Chris Kelly and Sam Dickinson they'll be going in from this end. Once we've got the staging up, they'll be going in from this end. They go right through to the tube plate, and then both ends get expanded. So it's two or 3 man job this, one to fire the tubes in, and then one chap in there expanding and one chap in the front end expanding. So the tubes allow the hot gases from the fire to travel along the boiler. These are the tubes are surrounded by water, And because there's so many, you get so much surface area that allows the water to boil, but the fire goes through the tubes. There's also flues that the fire goes through, but the flues are a bigger diameter. They've got the superheaters through. So I think there was 156 tubes or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a lot of tubes. When we go to the front end, you'll see the tube nest that we call it. That's where each one of these pipes goes through. So I don't know if you can see, but all them holes in there, that's where the tubes come through. So nobody ever sees the internals of a boiler apart from a boiler smith. So you'll get a little bit of tube poked through and then they get expanded. Some of them then get tooled over, it depends whereabouts they are. But you can see there's an awful lot. This work has been linked in with the boiler inspector coming and examining the bottom of the barrel. So when Repton comes out of traffic in 2 years' time, that work's already done. So when we lift it out, we shouldn't need to disrupt any of these tubes, and we can do the work around them. The yellow mark ones will be ones that require attention, so they'll need reaming, or they might have gone an oval shape, they might need reaming through, they want tooling. I don't know, we can find Chris and ask him. I'm a diesel fitter, I'm not a boiler smith. The crane's got 2 jobs booked in January, so like we mentioned earlier, Heartland's boiler's going to be rolled over, and also the Q6 tender's coming off its wheels. We're going to use the crane for that because the wheel drop's full. So we can't stop Repton or Eric, but we also need to support �12𝙊𝙄𝘄𝑼. So we're going to lift the tender off the wheel sets. Their wheel sets also need tyre turning. So they'll go at the same time as Repton's bogie tyres. They'll all go on the same wagon, so we're sharing costs. That collaboration agreement, working together is really good. It also allows the crane to get used, but the crane's also got its own cold and hot exam, and they're all due at the end of January. So it's all these marrying of dates that takes a little bit of piloting through. So we'll get the crane done, used, stripped, drained, and ready for its exams. So that has to be ready for the start of the season as well, because it is our breakdown crane. The magnificent beast it is, as seen on TV. I'm going to talk about our winter coal. So our winter coal's in also, because the main road into the site's down the old deviation line and we don't have a very good road access. We buy our coal now to last us winter. So this is Santa's, Diners, start of the season coal. So we know it's in, it's ready. We're not going to get caught out by any weather. There's quite a bit of it, but shed heating runs on that as well. And then you might see a funny looking cab. So that's the Q6 cab. The Q6 has been stripped for some work on its crown stays in its boiler. That's in �12𝙊𝙄𝘄𝑼 currently, which I can show you. And then the diesels are also in there, which is always the best bit of the job. So we can go and talk about them. �12𝙊𝙄𝑼's up here. So for this work to be undertaken for the Q6, the cab roof had to come off because they're going to have to peel the cladding back and access the crown stays. It's also a good time to perform any repairs. The group came in and we give them a digger and suddenly the cab roof's off. Progress is rapid. Sometimes these things don't look like a lot's happening, but there's so much work needs to go to keep them running. Suddenly you come out in the yard, the cab roof's off. You visit our shed, you might have visited �12𝙊𝙄𝑼. This is �12𝙊𝙄𝑼 shed. It is �12𝙊𝙄𝑼 shed, but we put our engines in here too. So we've got a cabless Q6. Looks a bit strange without a cab, but you can see that, maybe you can see what the top where the cladding was, that's where they're going to access the crown stays. This one's going away for that work to be undertaken. As you've seen, our boiler teams are just a bit flat out. We've got tubes in Repton and Heartland stays, and we're trying to support 𝙁𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 and other projects, and we've got our own winter maintenance to do. So all our steam engines have to now, after running, be unboxed, washed out, examined independently cold, rebuilt, put back together with all the plugs and doors in, and then they get a hot exam independently, and that all needs doing by March. So however many got running, 8, 9, 10 locomotives, including Lucy, they all need cold and hot exams and the steam crane all by March ready. Or if they're not ready, they can't run, which might delay some of them. But we've got big plans on doing the boiler inspectors due. I think the first date's of January. Chris Kelly's got him booked in, so we can start doing the cold exams. But to do that, all the engines need to be drained and washed out. So the washout road's going to get really busy once Scotsman's gone, which leaves us next week, I think. But yeah, Q6 is in here. This is also where the diesel department's performing quite a bit of their work, because as you've seen, the sheds are full. So this is the tender we planned on lifting. So let's say we'll help 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼. The wheel sets on the tender need turning, so the best way to do that is we'll just lift the tender tank off. It's a bit mad, it's what we kind of do. 825's frames, these are being worked on at a slower rate, but the tender and the boiler's been worked on because they don't think there's much wrong with the frames. And then we've got 31466. This is due tyre turning also, so because of the high temperatures we experienced this year and the diesels ran a lot, the diesels suffered with tyre wear. So this one needs tyre turning, the 47 needs tyre turning. These go away as complete units, so we don't have to strip them. We do have to send a fitter, so they adjust the brakes and have a look round them before they come back. But this will probably go into Leeds Midland Road. The 47's due, as I say. We don't think the others are quite so bad, but these had a lot of high mileage in that dry spell we experienced. And then we've got another 08, because they're everywhere. So 08236, which is waiting its turn. This is owned by the same person who owns 37264. And when we've got one out, we'll get another one in. We like to have a rolling programme of shunters. Doesn't always happen, but as one comes out, we generally roll another one in and do a load of maintenance on them. They are the best design engine, in my opinion, of all time. They're a brilliant thing. They'll just run forever. They're fantastic. And then the other diesels are outside. The lads themselves are performing diesel's annual exams. So that's every nut and bolt gets looked at, under frame exams, brush lengths and all the motors. So you can imagine there's traction motors, triple pumps, water pumps, oil pumps, fuel pumps, exhausters, air compressors. They're all electric motors. Fan drives, they all need brush lengths. These brake tests, these air leak tests, these vac tests, electrical test, electrical cupboard cleaning, security of panels. We generally wash the engines if we've got time before they go back out next year. There'll be bodywork repairs. Them lads are busy, which is where my heart is, because it's what I started doing. And that's on every one. So 237s, 131, the owners of 31128 do their own. We need to look at the class 25, which is the main generator repair. And then we've got a 47 to do. The auto cars come back, so that needs a bit of looking after. DMU's currently away on rebuild. And then we've got the Drury, which we sent to Carriage and Wagon yesterday, and the 4 other shunters. So the job list never stops, which is how we like it.
Hiya folks, Piglet here in the cab of Eric Tracy, and I just want to talk to you about our new YouTube members channel. This is a great opportunity for you guys to be able to support the railway and view some excellent content of the North Yorkshire Moors Railway. There's going to be the live streaming cameras, so you'll get access to many cameras across the railway to see the engines working across the beautiful North Yorkshire Moors. There'll be historical content put on there from our archives of years gone by of the engines, and that'll be updated as we find and get that content and edit it. It will be available for you guys to view. There'll also be live events that we'll be filming, and we're also even going to have a go at putting cameras in cabs, so you'll be able to see what it's like on the footplate. So this is a great opportunity to be able to see new things, get exclusive content, all from the comfort of your own home while supporting the NYMR. So a bit like when you travel on the railway, this is a journey, and we're going to develop and try new things out on the channel. We need your support, and it's really important that, you guys can help us through this. You get some good content and we get the support. So it's really, really important. I can't thank you enough. So if you follow the link below, you'll be able to get access to all the details about how to join up, supporting the NYMR and getting some really good content for you to enjoy. And I thank you for all your help.